So today we're in another beautiful Prescott day. It's spring here. Weather's getting a little nicer. We're shedding the jackets and we're out in this new Land Rover. Beautiful car, 2011 LR4. It's got a couple new tricks up its sleeve we're going to look at today. Overall, a very refined ride. So let's see how this thing does on the trail.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Scott. I mean, you've got everything in a perfect package, and I'm amazed by the fact that you have almost no wheel spin, and you can't even hear the systems work, which to me, that's a perfect combination.
In this case, we've taken the LR4 through here. Now it has an advanced form of traction control. This also has what's called the heavy duty package that includes a center differential lock electronic and a rear differential lock electronic. And it's got quite a bit of suspension travel, variable height, airbag suspension. All those things come together to make it a pretty impressive package in an obstacle like this. Obviously not extreme, but certainly the limits of traction. When we're in the technical terrain, I'm noticing at the maximum height suspension, it's a little bit harsh, getting a lot more input from the chassis. When we go over rocks, surfaces like that, it goes from that very soft, rounded feeling that we have at the normal suspension height to a little bit more feedback into the chassis, a little bit more feedback into the driver as we go over rocks, etc.
All right, so if you compare it to like a bypass shock, where you can adjust the sensitivity of the different speeds, it seems like the tire, when it comes up, it's hitting a point where it almost comes to a stop, and that's the impact that you're feeling through the body and into the seat and into your hands and steering wheel stuff. So it's just an interesting way of tuning the vehicle.
It is, and it's pretty pronounced at that highest height setting. But obviously it's allowing us to get through stuff that this vehicle would really be dragging on. The one thing I did notice though is that rear bumper does stick out pretty far. It sticks out even further than the LR3. So we've scraped that a few times on the underside. I'd like to see that tucked in a little bit, but really that's the only thing that we had even the slightest amount of trouble with on the trail. So another great day of testing, Joe. I mean, this Land Rover has been a pretty exceptional machine, and I think that you and I struggled a little bit to find things about it that we didn't like.
If there's nothing to really rip on, I mean, if you're finding small details, some of that's going to be driver preference, and some of that's going to be something you just get used to and begin to like after a while. And that's why I always get in a car and I'm like, I don't like this right now, or it just feels awkward, but over a week of driving, I'm like, I really like this, and someone did some thinking behind it to get it to feel like this. So you can't always make that first judgment on, I don't like this, I don't like the way this looks or feels. Give it some time.
In the time that we've owned the vehicle, we've had no troubles with it. Not even the smallest squeak has developed, and that to me is very encouraging. It's not like we were easy on the car. We took it through Broken Arrow in Sedona. We took it on hundreds of miles of corrugated and dirt roads. We took it through the testing process today. We drove it nearly every day in the time that we've had it, and we've not had any trouble. So for me, that's an exciting new development with Land Rover. Obviously, I've been involved with Land Rovers for a long time, and I've always loved the cars, but there was always that thing in the back of your mind, is it going to be reliable? It looks like some of that is being addressed, and it looks like they've brought the level of quality and refinement up even another notch while still maintaining that legendary Land Rover four-wheel drive capability.